Hi, lyric etude fans. We're going to look at another one of the Bordogni vocalises. In the Melodious Etudes for Trumpet book, this is number 25. The numbers are different in the book for trombone, edited by Rochu. And sometimes that can be a little bit confusing, but once you get to know these vocalises and have them in your ear, I think you'll get it sorted out. If you want some bass clef practice, go ahead and buy the trombone book. Otherwise, stick with the trumpet version. Today we're going to look at number 25, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and play it and see what happens. And then I might practice a little bit and have a few suggestions for you. So this one's marked pianissimo, and there's a tempo marking. I don't think I'm going to take it at that tempo. I'm just trying to feel my own sense of pulse in this piece, and I'm just going to follow the muse, as they say. Here we go. Let's try that again. Okay, so I think you can see if you've been watching these videos that this is not a performance. I'm playing through these for your benefit so you can get some ideas. And so listening is a great thing to do, something we really need to kind of exercise our listening muscles all the time. Listening to everything, listening to the best performances, the best performers on all instruments that we can. And just pick up anything that we can. That's the best way to learn. Just listen and copy at first, and you kind of build your own repertoire of musical ingredients, and that will carry you forward. Okay, I'm going to go back to the spot where I had a little difficulty. Now, there are a couple of reasons why you could have problems. The primary reasons are mental reasons. So I lost my concentration, and I don't know this well enough to play it on automatic pilot, right? So I had a little flub, and that can be really distracting. But what I do is I come back to what is it that I'm trying to do musically. If my technique, my physical skills are keeping me from doing that musical thing, or my mental focus is keeping me from doing that, then I have to address that as an issue to improve, right? I could definitely use improvement in my mental focus, but I see, I'm looking at the clock, it's 11:30 and I haven't eaten breakfast yet, so that might have something to do with it. I'm going to have to run into town pretty soon to teach as well, so I have a few things on my mind, but in any case, that doesn't matter. This is learning how to put yourself into a performance mindset. And I'm still learning how to do that, even though I've been performing for, almost 60 years. So it's kind of crazy, isn't it? It's a lifelong effort. All right, let's look at some details in this. Right at the beginning, it says piano. And no, it says pianissimo. Okay, so I'm assuming that's an editor's marking. I don't hear it that way, but let's go with it. I strongly recommend that you use a wide sense of variety when you're practicing. So I might practice this pianissimo. I didn't quite play it pianissimo. I played it gently. That's, to me, that's the spirit of the music. But if I played it pianissimo, now, as a trumpet player, most trumpet players don't like to do that. And so we look at pianissimo and we feel the discomfort that we remember from trying to play softer than we can comfortably play. So there's a real easy solution to that. When you practice, give yourself permission to play at a comfortable volume level, and your priority should be the sound, the beauty of the voice. These are vocal etudes. So I'm going to play it a little bit louder and give myself permission. And then as soon as I get comfortable, then I can start experimenting with getting more comfortable playing softer or much louder. I'm going to try it loud. It might clip a little bit on the mic, but we'll see. Now I'm pushing, it's a little aggressive, so I want to keep that dolce voice. It's really, really good to give your body an opportunity to play, experience those contrasts, because you're going to need to do these things, you know. I mean, you know, you get the hand from the orchestra conductor, or band leader tells you that you're not playing loud enough. We get these directions all the time. We need to be able to respond to them. So that's one thing. Now I want to go back and talk about tempo, because I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to play this when I started. First of all, that's a mistake. You need to have an idea of what pace you want to be in. So I'm going to play the tempo for you. I'm going to put the metronome on and play the tempo that is suggested by the editors. It says andante, but they put this tempo down. Now that's the tempo to the dotted quarter note beat. So when you have a very slow beat like that, the first thing you need to do is feel the subdivision. So you get into a flow. Great way to practice. We'll get into this in more detail later on as far as your relationship with the metronome. But it's a great exercise. Uncomfortable sometimes, annoying, but a really, really good exercise to play at a wide variety of tempi. So I'm going to do that for you right now. You get the idea. So I'm actually playing with the metronome. Metronome's giving me its stolid, steady beat, and I can feel that I can flow between the beats. But I have to maintain that. If I can't do that, I need to sharpen that skill first. That's one of the most important foundational things that you can do. Now, any trained player knows this already. But how can you use it? When you have that internal... sorry for the click track. Let me turn that off. I don't know why I'm talking over that. That's really annoying. You get used to it after a while, though, I guess. So when you try it at different tempi, it's going to feel different, right? And you need to be able to keep that same sense of dance no matter what the tempo is, no matter how slow it is or how fast it is. This is kind of like the art of Tai Chi, Chinese martial art, which is used by many people in China as an exercise program, because It's based on very slow, smooth, connected movements. Long gestures and patterns of movement that flow into one another and are all connected. It's like music, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. But if you see someone, like a martial expert like Bruce Lee, for example, doing his thing, he's so fast that you can't, it's faster than the blink of an eye, as they say. And yet if you slowed it down, if you did it in slow motion, you'd see that everything is beautifully smooth and connected, just like Tai Chi. So that's how you want to deal with the tempo. Now I'm going to do a weird thing. Bear with me here. I'm going to, that was at 48. I'm going to set it down to 38. This is going to be strange. See how I let myself find the tempo. Sometimes I was anticipating a little bit, getting a little hyper. Sometimes I was waiting too much until I could feel it. Practice that way. It's going to be very helpful to you. So it's a little harder to play, I think, for most people to play this tempo. So you get the idea. It feels different, but the flow pattern is exactly the same. The pace is faster or slower, but that sense of flow is exactly the same. Now I'm going to bump it up to 58, which is probably closer to where I actually played it in the initial reading. You see how I'm still playing with the tempo? Sometimes I let it rush ahead. That's where the musical expression can really be. It's kind of like spice. It brings the flavor out of the food. That's what you're trying to do. These are little performance devices that we've been talking about all along. So timing is one. Don't play it metronomically. There are enough machines in the world. You're human. Be human. And that means that you can feel time. You can feel time. This is what you're working on. One more thing, I'll let you go. When you get into things that are technically active, that last thing that I played, see how I just played it really quickly, and then I played it very slowly previously? Practice the things that are awkward technically. It may be lip slurs or certain kinds of articulation, whatever it might be, throughout the range of tempo. And you're going to find at certain speeds, these things are going to be more comfortable. And that's where you want to live for a while until your body starts to relax and settle down, and then you feel like, oh yeah, I've got this, I'm in the groove. Then challenge yourself by changing the tempo. So anytime you have a technical thing, where's the spot I goofed up? Oh yeah. So I really didn't know the fingering. That just needs to be clear in my mind, and it's weird because I'm lip slurring again. I have the lip slur from the G sharp to the D sharp. That's where the little hitch is in that. So it feels a little bit hard to control. You can get rid of a lot of this stuff just by going back to buzzing, for example, singing, which I highly recommend. But what you're basically trying to do is smooth it out so you can do it like a singer would actually do it. And And if it's too bumpy when you're practicing it on the trumpet, slow it down. Go to singing, go to mouthpiece buzzing, as I mentioned, and that will help to straighten out a lot of these difficulties. Now, there's a lot more we could work on here, but I hope just getting a little taste of this one inspires you to go work on it yourself. Set the bar high enough so it's somewhat challenging, and then grow to that level. And then keep setting that bar, bringing more levels of difficulty in, but don't work too fast and don't do too many things at once. And you'll be able to master these, really. Trust me, you can do it. So go practice, have fun, enjoy. I'll see you later on. Bye-bye.